I don't know why. It always takes us by surprise when we come live. It's like, oh,
it really did take me by surprise this time because I was messaging people in the chat section, and all of a sudden, it's a good reason, if no other reason, to have that music that stab of music that just wakes us up, just as we come live. So,
evening, how are you,
everybody? Hello, everybody. How are we? If you haven't been on before, this is the Lockin with me, Mike, and him, Baz.
Mr. Zoom as it is tonight, so yeah.
I know, yeah, your webcam is going all Zoom-tastic tonight.
No idea what's going on.
Yeah, if you haven't seen us before, all this is, it's me and Baz in our virtual pub, having a few drinks, having a chat, chatting with each other, chatting with you guys. Sometimes we have a guest on, other times we don't. Tonight we don't have a guest, but we do have a new feature, which I'm going to talk you through. And also, I'm not sure you know this, Baz, but it's a little bit of a milestone tonight because this is our 25th edition of this podcast, would you believe?
Feels like the first one.
When I was pulling together, because I've started to pull together, I've got the ball ache of a job of trying to pull together like edited highlights because we're going to start moving stuff over onto audio platforms as well.
Like big boys.
I want to put a, which is why we've got the new microphones. I don't know if you noticed. But yeah, so I want to put a bit of a back catalogue on there as well as the new stuff. So I've started to edit things, and editing just takes forever.
I'm glad you're doing it.
Getting organised, and pulling all the back catalogue we've got into proper files on my laptop, and going through episode after episode. This is the 25th episode, so thanks everyone for coming along and joining us in as many of those as you have. And tonight is the first one also. So another milestone is this is the first one that is being broadcast live on our new YouTube channel. So if you're in the chat section, you'll see how to get on there. I can also stick this on as well.
Oh, keep that one on.
We are transitioning over to the Lockin Podcast having its own standalone YouTube channel of its own instead of piggybacking on mine. So if you go to bit.ly/the Lockin Podcast, that'll take you right to the channel. Go and subscribe and watch us on there because ultimately we are going to be transitioning over to that. It's going to be a few weeks. We're going to kind of do tonight. We are on Twitch. We are on Dad Dancer Tube on YouTube. And we're also on the new Lockin Podcast YouTube channel as well. So we've got all three tonight. But ultimately we will be transitioning over to the new one. So get over to bit.ly/the Lockin Podcast. That'll take you to the channel. Subscribe, and we'll see you there. So
you think I'll be quite good at transitioning, wouldn't you? But it's obviously quite new to me.
Well, exactly. Yeah, exactly, Baz. You are good at transitions, but you're also quite a Luddite with technology at times. So it's a kind of a combination of the two, isn't it? So
hey, listen, give me a phone and a remote control, I'll smash it. But all the rest of this stuff, forget it.
That's it. So if you are listening on audio podcast, hello, welcome. If you want to see how dramatic, Baz's webcam is when it zooms in, you're going to have to come over to YouTube. So bit.ly/the Lockin Podcast is the way you go for that.
I can't make it happen. It just does it on its own. I've no idea how.
See, the AI is just making a fool of you. Okay, so first point of order, as every week, Baz, we're in a pub. So what are you drinking?
Well, so I went to the shop earlier and I realised I'd run out of a type of rum. So I've gone back because I'm feeling quite frivolous this evening, and I've gone back to Captain Morgan Tiki, which is a mango and pineapple rum. It's just like having a pop.
Wow.
I know.
See, I don't like rum at all, but mango and pineapple rum sounds like rum for kids, so I would like it.
Yeah, it's great. And what are you drinking this evening? Can I have a guess?
Go on then.
I literally don't know that. So I think you might be... Are you Proseccoing this evening?
I'm not.
Oh, look.
On Aldi's Bootleg Stella. Thank you very much. It's a very, very nice drop, to be fair. I'm even drinking out of the can because I'm scum. We've had a couple of comments about your look tonight, Baz. So again, if you are listening on the audio, drop along to bit.ly/the Lockin Podcast and you see what Baz is dressed like tonight. We've had Dennis the Menace and Freddy Krueger, two very different ends of the fashion spectrum there, Baz.
Both red and white, both red and black stripes, though.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, Huxley says you could take the lad out of Berry. How true. No. You got to drink out the can, mate. You got to drink out the can. So yes, everyone. So that's what we're drinking. So we've got a few fun things coming up tonight. We don't have a guest tonight. We do have a guest next week. A guest I'm really excited about, and I'll announce that a bit later. But I don't know anything about it. We are going to have a new feature that I've come up with, completely off the top of my head. There's nothing like it about in the entire world. I've never seen anything that's almost identical. So we're going to do that, but we'll come to that later.
Okay.
But it is.
I'm a bit worried.
It is something that people, you guys who are watching, you can join into. Okay, so it's very kind of audience participation heavy. So stick around; you'll be needed, and you can contribute and you can participate in that. It'll be a little challenge between me and Baz, but you guys will be involved with your comments. You can ask questions and you can help Baz or I win points.
As ever, I'm obviously worried about it because, like most things that you come up with, almost seem like they're designed to make me look a prick, which is fine. But I'm just oh, there it is.
Wait, there you go. So that's what Sidekick's there for, though, Baz.
Yeah, I know, but it's one of these times I want to come out of it not looking like a complete moron, and it'd be great for one day.
One of these days. I mean, we're only 25 in yet, Baz. Don't get too.
I know.
Maybe for the 100th. We'll do a live one for the... Oh, I don't know if you noticed as well. We are in our virtual pub, but we've been moved into the back room. We've been barred from the Rovers.
I love it.
Which, I'm much happier with this background. It's, for those who've watched us before, the background used to be the Rovers return, but it was very busy and visually it made me uncomfortable. I'm much more happy with the design of this one now. So
the only thing that's got me slightly got my radar going off is the dartboard is not quite dead center, and I keep looking at it going, it slipped just a tiny bit out.
Yeah,
sorry, carry on.
It's fine. Just stand slightly further to the right when you're throwing your darts then. So, Baz, what have you been up to this week, pal?
Since last week. So the one thing that happened to me, obviously when we were in Manchester, when we were doing our filming thing, I got a message from the European marketing manager of Palladium Boots, didn't I? Do you remember I told you?
You did, yes.
And he said he was going to send me some boots, and they arrived today, and they're bloody lovely. And then I had a conversation afterwards, and the plan is to make me a Palladium boot brand ambassador at some point.
If Aldi are watching, I'm very happy to be a Saint Etienne brand ambassador. There you go, mate. Brand ambassador. I want to be a brand ambassador. If anyone is watching and wants to send me free shit for me just mentioning it occasionally, I'm all over that. One of our podcasts, go back into the history of our podcast. One of them was just me and Baz getting pissed for an hour and a half with free booze that we.
Oh yes, that'd be awesome.
That's a belter. That's a prize winner. That is. We should send it in for a Sony award. That one.
Yeah, but apart from that though, not a great deal of excitement this week. I've been working out a way where I could do this almost full time. Liz is now my manager, and she's set me certain tasks I've got to do now. So which is going to stop me being lazy and going, I can't be bothered to make content today, so I'll go 3 days without. So I've now got a schedule I've got to stick to, and as you know me well enough to know that I can't stick to a schedule. So
Liz has got to work cut out.
Yeah, well, it's the first time I've worked for her, which is quite nice, and I'm quite a good employee. So we'll see how it goes.
So you could phrase that a completely different way in that you've, pardon me, she's working for you. You've hired her as a consultant.
Yeah, that's not how it is.
Well, I know that's not how it is. I'm just saying.
Listen,
you could have phrased it that way.
There's plenty of people who know me well enough to know that isn't the truth. Which is, brings us on to something we're doing later. But there you go. Mike, what have you been up to this week?
Not a great day. I've been playing a bit of golf. What else have I done? That's about it, mate. Yeah, playing a bit of golf and doing a huge amount of editing, which is the dullest, most tedious, and most mind-numbing job of all time. But unfortunately, I mean, look, when we're high flyers, I'll pay someone else to do it. But at the moment, I want to be the editor because I want to decide what goes into a shorter form. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to pick out the highlights, sort of thing. So. But yeah, Hooks is saying he's getting men behaving badly vibes. I'm delighted with that. Flowery shirt drinking out of a can, all over it.
That was a great program, by the way.
Tremendous. Let us know in the comments who's done anything exciting this week. There you go. That's a very local radio question for me to ask, isn't it?
Yeah, let's fill out the comments with some really cool stuff.
Yeah, and we'll have a chat about that. But also, like I said, we do have a special feature, a new feature, which you can get very, very involved in. We'll do it in about 5 minutes because it could. We could look if people are enjoying it. We could do that for quite a while because I think that there's a potential that it's going to be a belter. So yeah, strap yourselves in for that. Yeah. So let us know in the comment section if you have done anything interesting or unusual this week.
Oh,
Chloe got a flu jab. Well done, Chloe.
What's the flu?
Yeah, it's a thing that didn't exist last year because people didn't breathe on each other.
Exactly.
But I had a cold the other week. Remember them?
Yeah, I've got one now.
Yeah, I had one. I had one last week, and now I'm coughing more than when I had COVID. Which there's two things wrong with that. One, you do it in a shop and everyone runs away. And two, you do it in a shop, you're wearing a mask, so you're coughing into your own face. So yeah, those are the two issues I have with having a cough at the minute. Oh well, Hooksy streamed live on Twitch for the first time this week.
Well you didn't announce that, did you?
Well done, Hooksy. I don't really understand Twitch, which is why shortly we will be moving away from Twitch because I don't get it. We used Twitch originally because we didn't know another platform for us to do this live streaming. So the first 2 or 3 were just on Twitch because we had no idea there were other things out there.
Oh, they're not going to shut us down when you say that, are they?
Eh?
We won't get shut down.
Well, everyone knows where to go if they do anyway now. You go to hold on. You go to bit.ly, so bit.ly/the Lockin Podcast. That'll take you to our new YouTube channel. Go and subscribe there, because in the future that's where we're going to be. But the next few weeks we'll be doing what we're doing tonight, which is tonight we are on Twitch, we are on Dad Dancer Tube, and we are also on the Lockin Podcast. So 2 YouTube channels tonight.
Like that.
So I need to. Adam said it is for gamers. It is, and it's a decent look. It's a decent platform, but it's one that you've really got. It's one for people who stream all the time, like every day, and we don't. We stream once a week. So
yeah.
So I want to bring this to everybody's attention.
Yes,
Chloe painted her cat.
I'm making an assumption here that she didn't get a roller out with some Dulux paint.
See, I made the assumption that she did.
Okay, I went the other way.
I made the assumption she's got a black and white cat and wanted a black one, so she's painted the white bits. We need more detail.
So I'm thinking, this is my take on it when I saw it, that she sat down, got a cat to sit still for more than 30 seconds, and then painted it.
Cats always sit still for. They've got fuck all else to do. Cats.
Oh, I forgot you love cats.
Anyway, to be fair, my 2 dogs think they're cats anyway. They do nothing. They just lie there all. Oh, in acrylics on canvas. We've got the detail there now. We've got the detail.
Although, with your love of cats, like Chloe's probably just going to leave now as well.
No, Chloe's accepting me warts and all. Chloe knows me well enough now that she'll accept my it's not even ambivalent. What's it called? It's just like apathy towards
apathy.
That's the word. Kathy said she lost at bus bingo. Now I need to know what bus bingo is, please.
Yeah, what's bus bingo?
Has anybody else played bus bingo?
Has anyone else played bingo? I haven't played bingo for years.
Oh, I play bingo all the I don't know why. The words "I play bingo all the time" come out of my mouth just then.
Yeah, because you've never mentioned it ever.
It was an absolute lie. I don't play bingo all the time. I have no idea. No idea why I just Joey. It's just the verbal diarrhea of doing a podcast. You just open your mouth and words come out, whether they're true or not. And do you know what, Baz?
Go on.
I think that's a great segue into our new feature. Now, everybody, Baz and I zoom in on Baz's booze there.
There you go.
Baz and I decided that we were going to do a new feature where you're going to get involved. It's a game we're going to play. Baz and I are either going to read out a statement or tell a story, and you have to decide if we're telling the truth or we're not telling the truth. Okay? So I want you guys to get what happens is we will read out a statement or a little a brief story, and we want questions from you to ask the person who's just told the story in order to find out whether it's truth or a lie. Okay, it's nothing like a program on network television. This that we're going to do is called "Did I Lie to You?" Okay.
I'm not aware of the TV program of which this is nothing like. So what's that called?
Well, it's almost like you knew this was coming, Baz, but you didn't. But I have prepared a short video to introduce our new feature. Are you ready for this, Baz?
I love it. Go on.
Are you ready for this, everybody at home? Here we go.
Did I lie to you? Did I lie to you? It's not what I lied to you that's already taken. It's did I, not would I, it's totally different. Did I is fact, and would I's rhetorical. Conclusive proof that it's nothing like the one off the telly.
There we go. Many thanks, people, and welcome to Did I Lie to You?
Before we get into this, I think this is on its own is you doing TV adaptations. I love it.
Hey, if it works, mate, I'm going to play it again because it took me so long to make. I'm going to play it again. Are we ready, people? Here we go again.
Did I lie to you? Did I lie to you? It's not what I lied to you that's already taken. It's did I, not would I, it's totally different. Did I is fact, and would I's rhetorical. Conclusive proof that it's nothing like the one off the telly.
It's nothing like the one off the telly. Okay, so everybody, welcome to Did I Lie to You? I hadn't put the wrong end of the stick there. I don't know what he's put in that. So yes, did I lie to you? So Baz and I are alternately going to either read out a statement or read out a story. Then you guys and Baz. So when I read a story out, you guys in the comment section and Baz can ask questions in order to find out whether it's true or a lie.
I think it's worth. Okay. I think it's worth saying that we haven't practiced this. Literally, this is the first time we're getting into. To say that I'm worried is probably an understatement because I'm not sure I've let myself into.
Yeah, we haven't practiced this. We probably could have practiced it if I hadn't spent so long pissing about making the intro. So, right then, okay. I've got mine on my phone. Where's my phone? Oh, it's in my pocket. Right, Baz, I'm going to read a statement out to you. Right, I'll read the longest. Okay. I'll read the longest one first. Okay, let's get that out of the way. Okay.
I'm looking at your face while you're reading. By the way.
All right. Yeah, exactly. Adopting poker face now. Okay. When me and my mates were in Ibiza, the apartment had 2 bedrooms and a sofa bed in the living room. I was the least prolific romantically, so I volunteered to take the sofa bed on the understanding that if I did successfully entice a lady back to the apartment, I could use the room. We decided to use the traditional code of if the room was occupied, I would hang her knickers on the door handle. One night, completely unexpectedly, I successfully wooed a young lady and took her back to the apartment. When we went into the room, I asked her if I could use her knickers for the signal, and she said no. I kept asking her, and she kept saying no. And it turned out this was a deal breaker for her. If I insisted on hanging her knickers on the door handle, she was leaving. So it was either risk being interrupted by not putting anything on the door handle, or risk the lady leaving, or and me not seeing her again, or I hang my pants on the door instead. So that's what we did. The next morning, the lady'd gone before I woke up. And when I did wake up, my mates were being really weird with me. I didn't know what was wrong, but something was definitely wrong. When we went to breakfast, they were really quiet and really strange with me. And then one of them said, "We need to talk about last night." I was really worried about what happened because I don't remember much about that night. But one of my mates said, "We're not judging you. We think it's totally cool. We just wish you'd told us." Anyway, long story short, it turns out because my mates had come back and seen a pair of man's pants hanging on the door handle, they thought I'd pulled a bloke. So there we go. That is my story.
So I'm right in thinking, because I've never seen the programme, that we can now question you as to find out whether the validity of your story.
I don't know which. I have no idea what program you are, in fact, talking about. But yes,
yes. Okay.
You can question me for a short time.
So obviously in the comments,
after I'm bored of being questioned, I'll say, right, is it true or not? And you, using the influence of the people in the chat section, can decide whether that was in fact true or bollocks.
Right. So I can ask you a few questions based on your story.
Yes, you can.
Right. So what year did this happen, Mike?
I'm no good at years, but I was very early 20s, probably 20 or 21.
So I'm just trying to so you were living in Manchester at the time. Your pals were all in Manchester. I'm just trying to get a bit of a more in-depth sort of idea about the young Mike.
You're trying to figure out, is it something that mank 20-year-olds would get up to?
That's basically what I'm asking. But also, because I obviously know, like, the 40-plus-year-old Mike and never met the 20-year-old Mike. We're not friends from a long time ago. So I'm having to make assumptions about what I know about you from now. 1942. Feel free to dive in a few more of those.
No. Don't be encouraging such behaviour.
Which resort in Ibiza are you in?
San Antonio.
Oh, see, that shows a lot about you. If this is to be believed.
Yeah.
Do you remember the young lady's name?
I didn't remember her name the morning after, Baz.
Oh, yeah, that seems legit.
I barely. Adam's asking, were they Calvin Klein's? Probably not. Although I did have more expensive in my early 20s. I had a much more expensive taste in undercrackers than I do myself.
Also, Claire said, did they have skids?
Well, I would have thought so.
What colour were the pants?
What colour are the pants? I think you've forgotten that this was 27 years ago. I don't know what pants have got on now, mate. Martin's asking, since when am I wearing underwear? I always wear underwear. One of my mates doesn't wear underwear, and I think it's filthy. I don't get it. Not only do I think it's really uncomfortable, there's a reason for underwear that you can wash your underwear every day. If you wear trousers and wash them every day, fine. I'm okay with you not wearing underwear. But if you don't wash your trousers every day, you're minging.
Well, yeah, because most people wear jeans for months rather than weeks, don't they?
Yeah. Well, I wash my jeans probably every fortnight. Maybe once a week, once a fortnight.
Yeah, I'm not that regular. I've got about 4 pairs of jeans. So.
And I tell you what, if I didn't wear undies, they'd be walking themselves to the laundrette after a week. So come on.
Well, so I'm sort of basing it on what I think your friends would have been like at that time as well. So yeah, I don't know. I'm going to say that I think it's true. Said they think it's true as well.
Okay. Your first one is incorrect. That was absolute bollocks. I just made it up.
Oh.
Oh,
I didn't realise we
many
had points.
thanks,
Okay.
everybody. Many thanks. Yeah,
Okay.
all right, we are now.
Right. Shall I start off with mine then?
Yeah, go on.
Shall I do a long one or should I do a short one?
It's up to you, mate.
Let's. Right. Okay. I accidentally shut down half of Oxford by hitting an overhead electric wire with a forklift.
You accidentally shat down half of Oxford. Wow!
Come on, we're not that far north south.
My first question was, what did you eat? What
So
did
I
you
accidentally
eat when you shat down half of Oxford?
I accidentally shut down half of Oxford by hitting an overhead electricity forklift.
Okay, right. My immediate thoughts. Right, why were you? Oh, where was the overhead line?
It was running across the estate of Blenheim in Oxfordshire.
Oh, see, all this checks out so far because I know you do estates and I know you do posh stuff. Why did knocking the power lines down shut off half of Oxford and not just a bit of it?
It's on the main power grid. It's basically it was all connected to the same sort of power centre, and obviously when they get a big shutdown like that, it causes like a major area to all get shut down at the same time. It basically just went straight to I guess it was straight back to wherever the power is generated.
Okay, sorry, Kathy's saying, how long ago was this?
This was in 2004.
2004. Just an aside, somebody's watching on the Lockin Podcast YouTube channel, so thank you very much for watching on that. I can see somebody is. Let me know who it is.
Oh yeah, give us a comment.
Just comment and say, hello, I'm on the new channel. Put hello, I'm on the new channel if you are. So yes. So you're 2004, did you say?
Yeah, 2004.
Okay, do we have any more questions? I'm not technically. My inkling. Yes, it's Huxley. Hello, Huxley.
Hey, look at that.
There you go. You're our first subscriber that isn't me.
You got to put first on there, haven't you? Because Martin put first when he arrived.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so I'm going to go straight in. I'm going to go straight in and think and say this is true because I think it is something that is it's dramatic enough for you to do it. It's calamitous enough for you to do it. It fits around the sort of stuff you do for a living. So I'm going to say that's true.
It's not true, but I was directly involved.
If you say you shut down a third of Oxford,
No. I wasn't driving the forklift. I was the one who was the banksman.
So it was your fault.
So even though I was involved, it wasn't directly. There you go. It was my friend Gareth.
Right. So that's 1-1.
But it's true story. He did actually take down half of Oxford. Oh no, it was half of Oxford by touching those wires. And yeah, so he was taking a law off the back of a lorry, and I was going, yeah, you're fine. And then he shot up in the air, touched the cables, and then they actually exploded and all sagged. It was very dramatic, and we got in lots of trouble as well.
So Adam said it was a plausible story. So yes, you've done well there. Right, we're going to question number 2. Statement number 2 from me. Okay, when I was 4, I invented a way of not having to wash my hands after going for a piss.
You invented a way of not having to wash your hands after going for a piss?
Yes.
My first thought is, like, surely the invention of not having to wash your hands is literally not doing it.
No.
Yeah, okay. So
no. Okay, I'll rephrase it. When I was 4, I invented a way of no. There we go. I didn't say not. Listen carefully. When I was 4, I invented a way of not having to wash my hands after going for a piss. Not washing my hands.
Right. Okay.
Not having to.
Yeah. Okay. So when you say invented, do you mean you made something, or just use the system?
I used a system that
Right. Okay.
I'm unaware of anybody using prior to mine, so I'm claiming it.
Oh,
I haven't filed a patent as yet, but I mean, to be fair, I'm 43 years too late to file the patent. If anybody heard about it when I was 4, then they may have already done it.
Jimmy B's asked, was it a realistic thing that would work? I'm guessing
it did work. It did work. It worked successfully, and it was a masterstroke.
Can I? Okay, that's probably the wrong terminology.
Especially at 4.
So, can I ask you why
masterstroke sounds like 2 words for something that a 4-year-old shouldn't be doing combined into one.
Well, particularly master, because that usually implies that you've been doing it for a long time. Can I ask why you stopped using the method then? Or do you still use the method?
I was unaware I'd given you the impression I'd stopped. No, it wasn't.
Jimmy,
do you still use it? No, I don't. I use the old-fashioned way of touching my penis whilst having a wee, and then washing my hands.
I'm really lucky.
I've just gone traditional. I just love the traditional way of doing it these days.
I've got lucky. Even though I have quite a good imagination, I have the ability to listen to you talk and not have a picture in my head. So
this is probably a good one not to get a picture of you in your head.
So did you answer? Why did you stop using the method, and at what age?
It was very short-lived. It was in response to my granddad. I was staying at my granddad's house at the time, and it was a response to my granddad bollocking me for going to the toilet, having a wee, and not washing my hands. Well, so it was a very short-lived thing.
So there's quite a few sort of ideas in here. Claire said earlier that you just used a bag, which is probably a good thing. A bit like you've got a dog, so it's a bit like picking up dog poo. You got an extension, so you could do it from the kitchen. I'm not entirely sure why you wouldn't have to wash your hands.
Why would I build an extension just so that I could piss from the kitchen?
Yeah, but also it would still mean that you still have to wash your hands. I mean, more so in a kitchen, right?
Surely building an extension would mean I'm even further away from the toilet.
Adam said you flicked your willy out of your pants. Well, like most people do that. You're suggesting Mike managed to do it without using his hands.
That would definitely, just flicking your willy out your pants would definitely still involve needing to wash your hands, I think.
And also, Hugsy says, sit down wee with no touching. Yeah, but you'd still have to. I mean, it doesn't.
Right, if it was to sit down wee, if sit down wee without touching was the solution, then yes, I am still using that system. And
right. Well, look,
as was dramatically revealed on last week's podcast in a conversation with Rick.
True, yes. Surely the method is true or false, surely the answer is true or false, not the method. I'm going to wade in now because I think I know you a little bit, and I think you've probably always been slightly inventive because this is the thing that I do know about you. I think you did have a system.
Is that your final answer?
It is my final answer.
Oh, you get a point. I did.
So the reason, but rightly or wrongly, I just wanted to know what the method would have been, even if you'd have had to make it up. I'm going to hear the actual method now, so I like it.
Yeah, it's basically my granddad. I was pissing in the toilet with the door open, and then walked off without washing my hands, and my granddad bollocked me. So the next time he walked past the bathroom. I still had the door open. I don't know. Maybe I was. Maybe 4-year-old Mike was a bit of an exhibitionist when he pissed. But, next time he walked past, I was also having a piss with the door open, but I had an upturned coat hanger under the little fella. Give it a bit of a shake. Drop it back. Toss the coat hanger to one side and walk away without washing your hands. Many thanks, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to try it, try it. But yeah, that was my foolproof system.
My main question on this point is, what made you stop doing that? Why did you stop doing that then? Just because you weren't at your granddad's and no one else cared?
So yeah, to be fair, I think it was just me at 4 years old being a cocky little shit and thumbing my nose at my granddad saying, "I don't need to wash my hands," because he bollocked me for not washing my hands.
It does. So this leads on to other things you can use to hold the fella whilst you're so you don't have to use your hands. I've got some of those litter pickers. They'd be ideal. They're really quite dexterous as well.
Yeah, tweezers.
All right, steady on. I know we've shared a place together, but you don't have to tell everybody.
Oh dear, that's removers. They could be quite. Ooh.
Yeah,
right.
I love it.
You're 2-1 up here now, Baz. It's your turn.
Okay, I was once nearly run over by Princess Anne, and the following year I nearly ran over Prince Philip.
I'm going to go quick on this one.
You're not even going to ask any questions?
And I'm not going to answer any questions because I know you work. You have worked extensively at Royal Estates, and I'm just going to go straight in and say true.
So it's true, but it was long before my connection with Royal Estates.
Well, well, I've stumbled across the right answer, so I've got the point. But now you can give us the detail.
So I was at the Cheltenham Gold Cup Festival in 1989, and I was reading the form card.
I was still at high school.
Yeah, well, yeah. I was reading the form card, and then suddenly the crowd dispersed, but I wasn't aware of it because I was stood in, I didn't realise it was a roadway, and suddenly Princess Anne's Land Rover was literally up against my leg. So that was that, and then a year later, I was at a country fair, and I was on a horse being led round. And Prince Philip, who was there at this country fair, was quite obviously a decent one. I was on a horse, and the person that was leading me nearly ran me into him. So,
how old were you at this country fair, being led around on a horse?
This was 1980. What year did I say it was? 1980. I can't remember what year it was. I can't. 89. Yeah, have you never been on a horse, even in your adult years?
Well, I have, but I've not been led round
I can't.
I've not been led round since I was on the donkeys at Blackpool.
I can't ride a horse.
I've been trusted as an adult human to control the horse myself.
I can't ride a horse, so this was a horse riding experience where you're literally get on a horse and you're led around. I couldn't ride it. I've been in my first ever time I ridden a horse. Ridden a horse.
I've just got visions of them thinking, because you're not the tallest, before you had a beard, they would go, "Oh, let's get this little boy up on the horse." I
was in my 20s.
Exactly. That's exactly what you screamed at them. I'm in my 20s. Put me back down.
So yes, it was true.
Oh, lovely stuff. Right, what have I got for you next? Okay. We'll leave that one till later. I was interviewed over a murder. This is a very short one. I was interviewed over a murder and 6 days later fled to Australia.
I mean, obviously the first thing sounds like that's ridiculous. Let me ask you questions. What year was this? Roughly. It doesn't have to be exact.
No, I'm going to try and work it out. It would have been 19... I'm going through my CV in my head. It would have been 1993.
So just read that statement again.
I was interviewed over a murder, and 6 days later, I fled to Australia.
Did you flee or go on holiday?
I went on holiday, but to the police, it looked like I fled
Okay.
because it was 6 days after I was interviewed over a murder.
Where were you living at the time? Bury still?
Yeah.
No. So the plausible part of that is that there's probably murders every 6 minutes in Bury, isn't there, and Manchester.
It was, to be honest, it was very high profile, and it was on Crime Watch and all that kind of stuff eventually. But it was it didn't happen that happened in Bury.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff didn't happen in Bury, so it was quite high profile at the time.
And what led to you being interviewed? Like, I mean, I know it's quite a broad question, but like, usually you're brought in because you sort of said you were there, or you DNA, or.
Well, I mean, I was walking down the street with a knife in my hand covered in blood.
Yeah, the obvious choices.
That isn't true.
Yes.
That part of it isn't true. I was in the area. I was in the vicinity of where it happened, when it happened.
So were you interviewed after Crime Watch or before Crime Watch?
Or before Crime Watch, yeah.
All right. So
I was interviewed I was interviewed very shortly after it happened.
So 29 years ago, can you remember the name of the victim? Am I allowed to ask that?
I can, but I'm not going to say it. It's not. I don't think it's appropriate.
Fair dues. Okay.
I can. Yes.
Gillian's now got Gillian Cowie. So I'm assuming Gillian has now moved on to the other platform.
She's on YouTube. I'm not sure if she's on the new one, but it's a good enough time to plug that if she's not on the new one, then get on the new one.
Oh no, I think she definitely is. Did it happen on a decked area? Is this why you've got so obsessed?
It didn't happen on a decking area, and that's not why I'm obsessed by decking. Although to be fair, my TikTok's dying on its arse at the minute, so don't be surprised if that video pops back up again.
Have you murdered your own TikTok?
I'm skint, so it might pop up again.
So the obvious question is, did you commit the murder and have to flee to Australia because you committed the murder?
No.
Okay, just don't criminate yourself.
I'm not guilty. I'm not sure.
Kathy said, is it still an ongoing case? And do the police still think you're still in Australia?
Yeah, exactly. That's why I live in Donegal. No, I didn't do it.
Right. Okay. Look, I think.
To be honest, I can't remember. I think somebody has been convicted for it, but I think it was one of those that they were convicted like 15, 20 years after the event.
I can't scroll.
It remained unsolved for a long, long time.
I can't scroll up and down the. Or can I? I can. I can scroll. So basically, Kathy says she thinks it's true. Claire says she thinks it's true. Martin says he thinks it's true. Bizarrely, because something similar happened to him. Claire says eyewitness. I think basically we've gone on from that now. So I'm going to take a stab and go with the majority of people on here because I think it's plausible.
The question isn't, is it plausible?
Sorry. That's alluding to the fact that I think it's true.
Okay. It is true. The detail behind it is that I was.
Sorry,
What? What?
Sorry, I'm still here.
All right, yeah, you just said something. I don't know. But the detail behind it is that I was that evening I was going to pick up my A-level results at the college, which is next to the bus station where it happened. So everybody who went to collect their A-level results that night, which is why I had to go through my CV to figure out what year it was. everybody who went to pick up their A-level results that night was interviewed. But yeah, it wasn't like I was at work. They came, they drove 25 miles to my work to interview me in a separate room. So it wasn't like just, it wasn't kind of like just drop in when you're around. They actually came out and then I forgot a little bit as well. I forgot it's like, not only did I go to Australia, but I shaved my beard before I went to Australia as well. So I changed my appearance and fled the country 6 days after being interviewed. So when I was in Australia just on a 3 weeks holiday, I was just like, if they call me back for another interview and I go, I can't, I'm in Australia. And then when I go back, I've completely changed my appearance. I'm just like, I'm going to go from prime suspect 150 to prime suspect number 1.
So just on the subject of this, because obviously Martin put something similar happened to me. Martin, if you've got time to just, I don't know if there's a caps sort of like limit on, letter limit on the comments, but yeah, let us know how it was. Gillian says, so you killed him and stole his results.
It was an elderly lady that was the victim. So no,
there was there used to be a thing on Hollyoaks after it was shown, like related to the subject matter. We used to say, if you've been involved in something similar to this, and you need to speak to somebody, here's this number. So like obviously anybody in the comments, if you have been involved in a murder and you've got away with it, please.
That's effectively what you just did for mine. Said, if you've been involved in something similar, please give us the details in the comment section.
Right. Okay. So that's an interesting. We're learning stuff about you all the time.
3-2. You're 3-2 up now.
Right. Okay. Look. So here's mine. I used to regularly gate crash weddings at weekends with a friend. We used to pretend we were with one side or other of the family and pick up information as we went through the evening, and obviously build our story as we went on, so that guests that were there actually believed that we were sort of part of the wedding party. And actively used to try and avoid the contact with the bride or the groom. One Friday, we got so far into it, we ended up getting the coach back to Manchester with some of the relatives because we were so convincing that they thought that we were part of the whole family, and they said, "Oh, look, come back and stay with us." So we ended up back in Manchester on a Friday night, sleeping on a relative's floor.
Wow, that's brilliant. That's a brilliant story, even if it's bollocks. Initially, I thought, yeah, absolutely, because the story you were telling then about gate crashing weddings is something that happens all the time at weddings and funerals in Ireland. Because
oh God, okay, really?
Well, look, just as a bit of a tangent on this, it's not much of a tangent, but it is. Every day on the local radio, the obituaries are read out 2 or 3 times a day. The Irish are obsessed with death and wakes and stuff. When there's a wake, weddings, wakes, and funerals, like literally, if you've ever met the person, you're invited to the wedding or the wedding. I mean, I went to our wedding. We had an Irish wedding, and we had 89 people at it, which is a tiny wedding. My brother-in-law, so Emma's brother, got married and had 375 people at his wedding. And it's just a normal thing. But yeah, because the obituaries are read out 2 to 3 times a day on the radio, people who might be a bit skint, just listen, find out where the wake is, go along, say they met the person somewhere along the line and get a free dinner.
Right, okay, yeah. Well, so I know that slightly because some of my relatives that came said to my dad, like, literally, do they not wear black at a funeral? Because obviously most people do. And my dad was like, no, they go to many funerals. They wouldn't have enough black clothes to wear. So
well, exactly. And it's honestly, it's just like every day, 2 or 3 times a day, it's like such and such has died. Their remains will repose at such a place. The funeral will go from here to here, and then there will be a wake at this time, And now, obviously, because of COVID restrictions, it's like the mass will be shown on churches.com/Stranola Parish Church.
It's like a nation of professional funeral goers.
Honestly, I reckon that the phrase said most often on our local radio is family flowers only. Donations if desired. Courtesy of blah blah blah. It's like literally it's said so many times. Said more than hello, I think. So I'm just checking. We've got Adam and Gillian are both watching on YouTube. But according to my numbers up the top, there's only one person watching on the new one. So come on, I need you over there. I need you to get over.
Well, I think Adam's...
Go to bit.ly. Go to bit.ly / the Lockin Podcast. Bit.ly / the Lockin Podcast. Get over there, subscribe, because that's where we're going to be in future.
I did subscribe with that afterwards.
So you're, like I said, I was with you for a long time. What are your thoughts, people? Do we think this is true or bollocks?
Kathy and Claire think it's false.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was with you at the first of the thing, when you were saying that, go and gate crash weddings, blag your way into weddings, because I think that's got the hallmarks of Baz. But it was when it progressed to.
It's because I'm reading it as well, which doesn't help.
No, well, do you know what I mean? But when it progressed to getting on a bus, and going up to Manchester, that's where I started to lose a little bit of faith in the truth of that one. Gillian says, "I'm asking a bit technical point. I'm not. I'm just saying. If you go to bit.ly / hey, Jimmy B's there. bit.ly / the Lockin Podcast. Type that into a browser. That'll take you straight.
Hold on, we have to read this. If you're asking me to, while stoned on live broadcast, is that stoned or stored?
I think we both know what that is.
So what are you saying?
Yeah. But yeah, get onto bit.ly / the Lockin Podcast. That'll take you through to our new YouTube channel. Get on, subscribe, and that's where we'll be in a few weeks' time when we're not anywhere else. When I say that, we are going to be on audio platforms and stuff as well. So it's a move.
We're going to be on Spotify.
We're basically like we're going into overdrive on this. We're going to really start pushing this. We've spent long enough kind of tinkering along and just enjoying ourselves. But yeah, we're really going to start pushing this now and move this on. So. That is one of the steps that we're doing. We're giving the podcast its own YouTube channel, as well as moving it onto audio platforms. So, yes, right. So, so I'm going to say, Kathy says you have to download it. You don't have to download anything.
No, you don't.
No. Oh, do you? Sorry. Do you have to download it?
You have to make an account, don't you?
On YouTube. Yeah, you have to sign in on YouTube, but you can sign in through Google. Anyway, I'm going to say no, simply because of the going back onto Manchester on a bus.
You are quite correct.
You lost me.
But there's a slight twist to this in the fact that I heard this story on Scott Mills's when he was still doing Saturday morning, and it was a true story on there. It was slightly different to the fact that these guys came from Manchester and they happened to be at a wedding that they were at the wedding where the groom was from, so they weren't, but they were separate. But they did end up going back to, they were the groom's friends and they pretended to be the groom's friends and ended up going back to Manchester with a friend. But anyway, the reason I always like this story is because it's the thing that got me starting to go gate crashing. It's literally the reason I heard this story and I've seen weddings from that moment. Yeah, and I never got to the point of going to someone else's houses, but I did find out that you could then go on and like gate crash weddings and get the information from both sides of the family. So yeah, me and my friend used to gate crash weddings all the time after that. It was like one of the greatest things we ever did.
That is a brilliant idea, but do you know we effectively did that a couple of weeks ago without actually doing it. Because over here, the regulations are still that the pub has to shut at 10:30, I think it is.
Right. Okay.
But my local is also a wedding venue and so on, and weddings are allowed to go on for longer. So they kind of turned a blind eye a little bit, because they just And they don't tell you to, but you kind of know that, if anyone came in, you go, yeah, I'm at the wedding. Do you know what I mean? It's just like
there's a slight extension of this story as well. So when I got married at a place called the Cock Inn in which part of, I think it's in Stony Stratford. Anyway,
it doesn't surprise me, Baz.
Oh yeah, so the Cock Inn's very famous. It's adjacent to a pub called the Bull, and it's where the phrase "cock and bull" story comes from.
Wow!
But that's not the idea of the story. The story is you can imagine that when I got married, I was still very much involved in doing door work. So there were probably 30 doormen at one. And we had some people trying to gate crash the wedding. It didn't go very well for them, to be fair.
I can't imagine it did. I didn't have to do anything. These four lads that tried to gate crash the wedding were very unceremoniously not asked to leave by a very group of burly men that got rid of them. So yeah, asked to leave, just like a bouncer will ask you to leave the nightclub by your arms and legs.
Well, there was two of them that were literally probably haven't been to the toilet the same ever since. So.
Okay, right. My next one for you, Baz, is...
Go on then.
Okay. At university, a girl and I pretended that she was my half-sister. Everyone believed us, including her boyfriend. It got so convincing that when she didn't turn up to my birthday, I burst into tears because how could my own sister not come to my birthday?
So, just read the first part again.
At university, a girl and I pretended that she was my half-sister. Everyone believed us, including her boyfriend. It got so convincing that when she didn't turn up to my birthday, I cried my eyes out because how could my own sister not even come to my birthday?
What was the reason why you started the ruse in the first place? Why did you both decide that you would come up with this story?
When we first met, we realised that we had a lot of things in common.
The obvious question is why,
yeah. When we first met, we realised we had a lot of things in common. I was into a band called Airhead. And they weren't a big band. They were from Essex, I think.
Okay.
No, Kent. They were from Kent.
Phil would like this.
And and she was, and when I got started talking about what music I was into, it turned out she used to date the drummer, so she got like loads of free stuff sent to me and things like that, and it was just kind of the more things that we spoke about, it was like, oh yeah, that's the same. The sort of thing when it's like, oh well, like, we're kind of like,
yeah, you're two got very keen interest in a very niche thing.
But not just that, it was just the more things. I think there was things like, I can't even remember them now, but it was kind of like, I've got two siblings, I've got two brothers, you've got two brothers, I did this, you did that. It was like, I went to that, and it was just like loads of things in our lives were very, very similar. So we said drunk on a night out once that, maybe we're brother and sister, and it just kind of snowballed to like ridiculous levels from there.
Okay. So at your birthday, she didn't turn up.
Yeah, it was. We'd all arranged to. It wasn't like a party as such. We'd all arranged to go to a club, in Sheffield. I was at uni.
Well, so Kathy's made a good point. Like she's saying, true, you cried because you were really drunk. So I've seen you reasonably drunk, I have to say. It sounds plausible.
I don't think the crying thing's the.
Well, no. But crying is quite a big statement.
I cried quite a lot. I cried at Ted Lasso the other night.
Oh, mate, it was ridiculous, wasn't it?
No. I've not seen it. No. I've not seen the last one. No. I mean the one that I watched.
No, the one before. Yeah, no, I saw the one before.
No, I've got. We've still got. I watched one last night, and I was just like, if I'd have watched it, if that was the first one, I'd never have watched another one.
Oh,
There's a bit of a tangent.
Sorry, which one did you cry at?
It was. And anyway, I'm going to say a bit of a tangent, but Ted Lasso speak now.
Yeah.
We watched last night. We thought, like, it's 11:30. I should probably go to bed. No, let's watch Ted Lasso. We love Ted Lasso. Watched it. And it was series 2, number 9. And it was when Beard goes out. And it's just like, all like a really bizarre, like weird.
Just hold that thought a minute. Hold that thought a minute. Kathy, literally, I'm not being funny, but you need to subscribe to Apple TV and watch Ted Lasso. It's now becoming this thing where people are using it as life lessons because it's such a beautiful thing.
Ted Lasso is, and it is 100% what you need to watch. But that one. Look, mate. If that had been the first one, I wouldn't have watched another one. I watched the whole thing, and I was just like, "Is this like? Is this kind of hallucinations? Is it a dream? Is it just what the hell is this?" If that had been the first one, I wouldn't have watched the second.
Yeah, true.
Anyway.
It's basically alluded to the fact you cry and stuff. Oh, I've lost your audio. It must be me. Can anybody else hear Mike, or is it just me? I might have to go out and come back in again. Sound gone? Oh, yeah, your sound's gone. Yeah. Anybody hear Mike, or is it? Yeah, it's not just me. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're muted. Oh, there you are.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, that's better.
Unplug, plug. It's effective. I pulled it out. And put it back in again.
Oh, okay. Yeah. This is the Ibiza holiday all over again.
Yeah, exactly. No, I told you that wasn't true. I'll tell you what the truth is in Ibiza. When I was 20 years old, I looked like someone nobody would let them come near. So
we've had this discussion.
Exactly. So you should have known that was bollocks. Anyway. Again, still on this tangent. The Ted Lasso that I cried at was when I'm not talking about sobbing, but I shed a tear. Was when I can't even remember the character's name now. The guy who's like the emotionless robot with the slim blonde girlfriend. What's he called?
Kent.
Roy Kent. There you go. When he walked out of the Sky studio. And just went, I need to be there. And he walked and he became, I swear I shed a tear. I don't know what's wrong with me. And I just like that.
We should do a whole episode on Ted Lasso one night.
Yeah. And then, look, I am quite an emotional person. So.
Oh, me too. Yeah. I cry every film. Anyway, get back to your story. So
the fact I cried on a night out is not going to give you any clues whether this is true or not.
Oh, well, no, it kind of does, because if you're an emotional person and you were getting into the whole thing of winding people up, that this was like part of your life, and you could easily get invested in it. I like the fact that it was a friend that you sort of had a good connection with, and it was over some like quite niche stuff. And the story went on so far that you possibly, at some point, even believe that she was your sister. Not that she became a sister-like character in your life. I'm going to go. Actually, let's ask the comments. Does anybody think Mike's story is true? Because I'm kind of veering towards the fact it might be, but I need a bit of help. Is what I'm saying. The thing is, it's true though, because you can build somebody up so that they are like almost your sister. And so I'm going to go with true with everybody else. So yes, I think it's true.
You're correct. It is true.
It's a lovely story though. So how was it resolved?
I don't know. I mean, we met. We met, I think, in Ibiza. Weirdly.
Okay.
And that whole conversation about her fella being in a band and all that kind of stuff all happened on holiday.
Oh, right,
We kept in touch by writing letters because that's what you did back in the day.
Yeah.
And then we both ended up going to universities in Sheffield. She was clever. She went to the uni. I went to the Hallam Uni. As my brother put it in his best man speech at my wedding, he said he went to a university, a kind of a university. He said, he said it's a kind of university. He said one day it's a school for the deaf. The next day they've got a couple of computers and they've called themselves a university. So that's how he.
Your brother's a snob.
Anyway, yeah, she was at the clever university and I was at the. But yeah, and we it just went so far that because it had happened a couple of years before we went to uni, she started dating a guy at uni. All of her mates, all of not my mates that I'd known for years, but all the people I'd met at uni, all the people she'd met at uni, her boyfriend, everyone believed that we were half brother and half sister.
But
I lived in that world for so long that in my piss state in a nightclub in Sheffield, I was devastated that my sister didn't come to my birthday. And then in the morning I woke up and I was like, what are you doing, you fucking balloon? She's not even your sister. Do you know what I mean?
So Kathy was right then. She said you got all emotional because you were drunk. But my point was, it wasn't that I got emotional because we were drunk. I get emotional anyway. It was more that in my drunken state, I believed she was. I joined everybody else who believed she was my sister. I like the fact that your friendship blossomed so much because you didn't insist on hanging her pants on your door. It's nice that.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, she was beautiful. Probably still is.
Yes.
She was beautiful.
We should get her on the podcast as your sister.
She was beautiful, and I was still looking the way I looked. So I think that it was a bit like some women hang around with gay guys because they're not a threat. I think she enjoyed hanging around with me because she liked my personality and knew I wasn't a threat. Because she was 7 or 8 leagues above me.
I like that. Jimmy was waiting for the punchline to be that you started dating. Everyone was horrified.
mate. If she and I had been dated, she'd have been horrified.
Yeah.
Hold on. The wife's turned up. The wife's turned up. I just need to tell the wife that go to bit.ly/the Lockin Podcast and go and watch it over there if you're not already.
There's a very unique.
And subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe.
There's a very unique comment there.
Sorry, Baz, I'm interrupting you a lot here. But go and subscribe and click the bell for notifications and all that, please. Thank you.
Gillian's just already put on there. Was it Flowers in the Attic? If you've never read that book, it won't make a lot of sense to you. But if you have,
that sounds like a euphemism, and I don't know what for.
Were you Corey, Jory, or Rory?
Oh, she's got flowers in the attic. I was like, I don't know what it's a euphemism for, but it definitely sounds like one.
Right. Okay. So we've established that wasn't true. Oh, that was true. Sorry. Yeah. That's 2-2 now, isn't it? Okay. Right. So my next one is
Baz. Can I just hold on a minute? It's 4-3 to you.
Is it? Oh,
it's not 2-2.
I just never assume that I'm either level or winning. So there you go. Right. Okay.
Yeah, but it was. Yeah, there was. Yeah, but you could have assumed that there were 7 stories told, not 4.
Okay, fair. No idea. Right. Okay. My next one is I've had dinner with Noel Edmonds.
Do you know what? I thought it was going to be fucking Chico when you said you've had dinner with.
I know. I just got him drinks and brought people to his table. That's a true story.
I hope this isn't a cruel joke and saying that you've had dinner with me and you're implying that I look like Noel Edmonds, because if it is, me and you are going to fall out. Right? If that's the punchline of this story, Baz, me and you are going to fall out.
It's not that at all.
Okay, so first question is, where did you have dinner with Noel Edmonds?
So if you was in
mate, sorry to interrupt again, but if the answer to this is crinkly bottom and another person at the table was Mr. Blobby, I'm fucking loving it. So where were you when you had dinner with Noel Edmonds?
No, it's none of that. It's none of that. The south of France.
Okay, you had a massive delay then, Baz. You were in the south of France. Okay,
I was in the south of France.
Okay, so how come you? Why did you? Sorry, I nearly said why did you come across Noel Edmonds in the south of France, but it sounds a bit Operation U Tree. That so I'm gonna rephrase it. How come you and Noel Edmonds were at a dinner table together in the south of France?
So it's a dead easy story. We went to my cousin's wedding, and she got married in the south of France, and it was on the Friday before the wedding, and they decided we were all going to go to a little small bistro in the town. So we go there, we've got our own table, and then next door. So we arrived about 20 minutes later because we walked in and didn't go with everybody else. But we got in, and the buzz was that Noel was having dinner on a table next door. So we're sitting there going, oh yeah, Noel Edmonds. And you looked over, and of course, have you ever seen Noel Edmonds? For real?
Not in real life, no.
He's tiny. He's like proper tiny. I mean, I go about me being small, but he's proper tiny. But he's got really big hair. So someone said, oh, Noel Edmonds is on the table next door. And so we were looking over it, and it was definitely Noel Edmonds. Anyway, while we're having dinner and discussing that he's there, one of the guests of the wedding party came in, and someone said to him straight away, "Oh, Carlton, Noel Edmonds is over there." And he went, "Oh, really?" And he went, "I know him." So he went over and he immediately went, "Oh, hello, Noel. How are you doing?" Started talking to him, and then he explained what he was doing there. Came and had dinner with us.
Now, I think I'm done. To be honest, Huxley is saying get an extra long Ethernet cable, Baz, because you keep breaking up because your internet's shite. So I'm on. I've got I did a speed test before I came out, and I'm running 650 megabits per second. I think you're running about 4. Right, and you've got no excuse as well because I know you've got some in your garage. I'm going to go straight in with this because you were talking with such enthusiasm about this story that I think you're excited about this being a story that is true, and it's a kind of a claim to fame story that you tell often. So I'm going to say this is true.
It is true, but literally I haven't spoken about it since the wedding.
Oh, was it? Is this an Operation U Tree thing?
No, it's just more the fact.
I'm convinced that Noel Edmonds lets out a little bit of wee every time the doorbell rings because all his mates have been sent down for it. So it's allegedly and all that, but yeah, whatever.
Yeah, so it was true. He came and joined us, and he was very nice. He was very affable, and he spent a lot of time chatting to everybody at the table, to the point that he went across to his party and said, "Look, you carry on. I'm just going to stay on the table with these guys," which was a really nice thing to do, right? Because they were obviously all together, but they were having the whole sort of week together. So he literally said, "Yeah, I'm going to spend a bit of time with these guys," which was very nice of him, right?
I love the fact that I think that in somewhere in Somerset, I don't know, that currently he is Noel Edmonds is having a conversation with one of his mates about how he gate crashes weddings.
It's a good point. Leads on very nicely to the other stories.
Exactly. Do you know what I mean? I love that. I like the imagine him and his mate are going like, "I've got some stories for you here. Let's play. Did I lie to you?" So yes, Nice one. So right, that's 4-all.
So the weirdest bit though is when he started handing out these red boxes that we all have to have in front of us. It's just very bizarre.
Right. I did wonder what you were talking about then. I thought that you went down a different route with Edmonds as I did. Right. Let's do the last one.
Go
Excuse me. Okay. Right. There's one about me shitting myself, but I think that's kind of
True.
the reason I didn't say it is because it is obvious. Right. Okay. Very short statement here. I once nearly got shot for being a spy.
Oh, that's a great one. That's possibly the best one of the evening. Okay, obvious question is, what year was this, roughly?
It was. Is Emma still on? She could help me with this. I'm rubbish with years. Emma, if you're still on, what year did Denise get married? It was probably about 50. No, it was before me and Emma got married. 19 years ago.
So
18, no, how long have me and Emma have been married?
16
me and Emma got married in 2004, so it must have been 2002, something like that.
Okay, all right, yeah. So before you met Emma,
no, it wasn't before I met Emma.
Oh, when did you meet Emma?
Before we got married.
Okay.
We met in 2002, so it must have been 2003, something like that. I think
that's fair news. Who were the possible people that possibly would have shot you?
The Turks.
Oh, okay. This is leading on to something a bit different now. Then, so I'm assuming the Turks. Oh no, so it's before Molly's funeral. I don't know, funeral. I was going to say.
It was surgery. Before that, yeah. Hopefully, many years before that.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Molly. I didn't mean funeral. I meant surgery. So it's before Molly's surgery, before you had to, because that was Turkey, was
before me and Emma got married.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, I don't know. It was before we had kids.
Yeah, okay. So you were going to Turkey before. What reason? So can I ask what reason someone assumed you were a spy?
Yes.
Yeah, go on. I'll ask that question then.
We were in Cyprus. We were in Cyprus for Emma's sister's wedding. And Emma and I decided we'd go on a jet ski, as you do.
Yeah.
And they said, when you get on the jet ski, when you get out to the end of the buoy area, not the BUOY.
Yeah. Sorry. So it's not Operation
area, the buoy area. But once you get beyond that buoy, or buoy, as they call it in America, I think.
Buoy.
Anyway, when you get to the end of there, it said, turn left, okay? Don't turn right, because if you turn right, you'll be going into North Cyprus.
Okay, yeah.
And the Turks will assume like you're a spy and fuck you up, basically.
Okay.
So we were just like, yeah, whatever, like, nice one. So we're like buzzing, not bouncing out on this thing with Emma on the back. And then they said, and then we got there and I just called over my shoulder. I was like, Emma, did he say turn left or don't turn left at the top? Boing, 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 across the waves on this thing. And neither of us could remember. So we turned a direction. And yeah, 15 minutes later, we were surrounded by military boats and all like guns at our faces. And yeah.
I basically
quite an unpleasant situation just because we got a 50-50 wrong.
I'm just hanging out for a certain Emma Sneddon to come in here and like give me her opinion on whether this is true or false. Also, Gillian's just put on here.
Participate in this game.
Not sure he had been to Turkish land before Molly's funeral. Sorry, surgery.
I hadn't been to Turkey before Molly's surgery. I didn't intend to go to Turkey this time either. It was just, it's Northern Cyprus is controlled by Turkey.
Right, I'm just going to round this up and then we can go back to mine.
I think Northern Cyprus and main Cyprus or whatever it's called are still technically at war. But anyway, yeah.
I think I'm going to answer this based on the fact that the same reason why you said that you guessed my last one was true because of my. I'm going to guess on your lack of enthusiasm and your concise storytelling that this is a true story, and it's also. But we need to hear the actual. We need to hear the actual, like the whole story. Are they true?
Oh, unfortunately, it's false. So I get a point.
Oh God! Okay. Tell me the story though.
It's true up to the point where they said, we were on. Me and Molly, Emma, on a jet ski, and they said, "Go out there and turn left. Do not turn right." And it's true up to the point where I looked over my shoulder and said, "Emma, did he say do turn left or don't turn left?" I can't remember. She couldn't remember either, so we just went with it. But we took the right.
So you were never accosted by Turks.
The whole story about the whole story about what could have gone wrong if we had got it wrong was that didn't happen. Thankfully, it didn't happen.
This shows about having a story and being able to change it very slightly can lead it on to being a much better story, right? So what you've just told is a story if it had Emma have told you the.
Exactly, and that's the thing. It's not the beauty of this game, and we will definitely play this again. By the way, the beauty of this game is not changing one tiny little bit. Like, oh yeah, I had 7 burgers for me dinner last night, and it turned out to be 5. Do you know what I mean? That's not the thing. The beauty of this is you tell that's why you can talk eloquently about something. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like it's just kind of I know what would have happened sort of thing. Anyway, yes. So anyway, right, your last one. You can either equalise or lose. You cannot win.
Okay,
sorry, pal.
That's all right. So I'm going to go for this one. I used to be able to do a double backflip on a trampoline.
Do you know what? I think this is a quick one. I'm going to go for it.
You don't even ask any questions.
I'm just going to go straight in. I think because you are, you're a strong man. I was going to say you're a strong man, but that means that you've got the braces and the balls on a stick thing. I don't mean that. I just mean you're a strong fella. You're a fit fella. You're regularly in the gym. Yeah, like him. Yeah, exactly. I love the idea that I can come up with a word and you show me an image of it on your skin. I like to think that I think you're do you know what I think your strength, the fact you're in the gym a lot, and the fact that I think being sorry it's saying this again, but being slightly below average height might help. In that, I don't know if that's a thing or it might help anyway. I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say you can or could double backflip on a trampoline.
It's true. I was actually, when I was at school, I was the county champion of.
Wow!
I beat off. Yeah. I literally.
I'm sorry. You did what? Yeah. Where's that conversation going?
Anyone who would pay me. I basically
beat off the other competitors, and they let me win.
So it would have been about 1980 something when I was still at school that I became the county champion, trampoline county champion. I used to be able to do not only a double, but I used to be able to do a triple.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, I was literally, it was, so I could, had I not discovered, world outside of school, I could have gone on to become, according to my coaches, I could have gone on to probably have represented England or Great Britain.
Wow.
I know.
while we're on that subject, I don't know if you know this. I know you know Emma and things, but I don't know if you know about this. But she's Irish, but lived in England for a lot of her time, and she swam competitively when she was younger, and she swam for England, and she was within a couple of seconds of qualifying for the Commonwealth Games.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Just think she could have taken on Eddie Hall and Jason Statham. Oh no, he was a diver. Sorry.
Because of Eddie Hall.
No, Eddie Hall was close to becoming an Olympic swimmer.
Was he?
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, amazing, isn't it? Yeah.
Eddie Hall, is he?
He's a strongman.
I think he's local to me, is he not? Is he?
No, he's Stoke, but yeah, he would have been.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but no, he's Jason Statham was a very successful competitive diver, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, and a model.
That's brilliant, right? So I've won 6-4 in that, which is quite a tremendous win. So. To celebrate, we're going to go through the comments and we're going to talk to the comments. But to celebrate, and as if to kind of close off this section of the show, we're going to play it again. Here is the masterpiece that is the opening and now closing credits for the game show we have just played.
Did I lie to you? Did I lie to you? It's not what I lied to you that's already taken. It's did I, not would I, it's totally different. Did I is fact, and would I is rhetorical. Conclusive proof that it's nothing like the one off the telly.
I do want to point out that I can actually sing. That was deliberately done in a kind of Alex Horn type way. So
I'm just going to put it to you now that like all features must now have a theme tune.
No, I'll put it to you that we're just doing this. Loads.
The good thing about this is...
To be fair, this isn't the first feature. I don't know if you remember the intro to Johan when he came on. But yeah,
Yes,
he had a special intro as well. So yeah, I do enjoy doing stuff like that. But yeah, so... Martin has said, true or false, he pushed the leader of the German Free Democratic Party out of his way at a football match in Dortmund and screamed in his face to get lost.
I think that's true.
I also think it's true. We need to know, Martin, because that seems it's a very specific thing to say, and I think it's brilliant if it's true. But Gillian's just said that's the worst best feature. And it's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of it. It's literally the best thing I've ever done. It's the thing I'm most proud of. And I'm talking more proud than any achievement I've done in my life. More proud of my kids. More proud than my wife. That 20-second video I just showed is the thing I am most proud about in my entire life.
Well, you should be. It's tremendous. It is true.
Martin, it is true. That's true. Do you know? I was going to tell you another one that I didn't include, but yeah, I mean, look, when we play it again, there's loads more to come. But I was going to say, and it's obvious that it's true. That's why I didn't say it. But in the same night, I told Paul Young he was a dick.
I know the story.
I told Paul Young he was a dick. I had a stand-up argument with Carol Decker on which was the best character on Bob the Builder. And I had a full-on conversation with Kim Wilde about how good Cocoa Pops are. And that is true.
I'll tell you what, Kellogg's used to be a wild party, right?
It wasn't a Kellogg's pie. It was it kind of was, but no. One of the people that Emma and I knew from Kellogg's, her sister was in Heaven 17. So you know when they had these like 80s revival content, and it was at the arena in Manchester with like 14,000 people. But we got tickets to the after party at the one of the hotels in Manchester. So we were just in this private bar, and I was just like looking around. It was like well beside. I mean, there's all these like kind of washed up 80s like celebs, if you like. But yeah, it was just bizarre. I just had a few drinks and I went to the bar. Someone budged me out of the way, turned around, called him a prick, and realised it was. To be fair, he was a prick because he pushed me out of the way at the bar. But still, yeah, it was Paul Young.
Was it because he'd put his hat down and like you were?
Do you know what? I was going to say to him, I was like, I'd have known you were at the bar if you'd have put your fucking hat on it. But do you know what I mean? But yeah, they got chatting to Carol Deckham. She was like lovely until we started talking about Bob the Builder. We had kids very similar ages. We were talking about Bob the Builder, and she said that this is just. Well, do you know this isn't like she said Lofty was the best character, and Lofty's a pussy. So no,
I don't know any of the characters in there apart from
no. I realised halfway through the sentence, but I had to finish it. And then Kim Wilde, chatting to Kim Wilde, who I'd proper crush on when I was young. But yeah, chatting to her, and she said how much she and her kid she said, "Oh, what are you doing here?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, we work at Kellogg's with Eileen, who's Billy's sister." She says, "Oh, you work at Kellogg's?" She's like, "Oh, I love Cocoa Pops, mate." I was like, "Oh, I'll get you loads. I'll get you loads sent to your house. Give us your address. I'll get you loads sent to your house." So we did. I got her a case of Cocoa Pops sent to her house. Got her a year's supply of Cocoa Pops. The lucky thing.
What did she give you in return? Like a garden full of petunias?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, we had a conversation about that all kind of. She was, but she's kind of she went through it like she was just into gardening and out of the limelight and all that, and then I presume she was like she got a bit of skin because all of a sudden it was she was doing all these 80s revival weekends and stuff.
Oh, it's because the kids are in America.
That's why it cost so much. That's why it cost so much to send the Cocoa Pops. I assumed their kids were in England, but apparently they weren't.
Do you know what? I cannot remember any of her other tunes.
I'm not sure she had any, to be honest.
My only recollection of Carol Decker is that she caused coronavirus because China was in her hands.
That's brilliant. That, my friend, is brilliant.
I don't know any other T'Pau songs.
No. Again,
comments. Anybody?
And that's why these love. That's why these guys love these 80s revivals. If they just rock up, sing 3 or 4 songs, and they go home again. Or they go to the bar, get pissed, and then go to the next one in whatever venue it is. Right then. So that's all we got time for tonight.
I'll save you my Luther Vandross story for another time then.
Mate, we're definitely playing Did I Lie to You again, so keep it for that. Look, that's all we've got time for tonight because, it's got to that time of night where I get bollocked for talking too loud below my kids' bedrooms. So thanks again. Matt Ricketts says, Heart and Soul Valentine. I don't know which one they're at. Maybe they're... I don't know if they're Kim Wilde or
Matt Ricketts is the drummer in the band which I manage so badly.
Oh, there you go. Anyway, that's all we've got time for tonight. Thanks so much. As it says down there, don't forget, go and subscribe to the new YouTube channel. We're going to move this over to there. So all the highlights, we're going to do 30 to 40 minute highlight packages plus the full videos of these. They're all going to be on there. At the moment, the only content is this. But we are going to move away from Twitch and we're going to start streaming just on YouTube, and it's going to be just on this new one. So get along to bit.ly/the Lockin Podcast. Get over there and go and subscribe. Set the notification and all that because that's where we're going to be doing these going forward. So the next couple of weeks, we'll do it like we have done this one. Where we're on Twitch, we're on Dad Dancer Tube, YouTube, and we're also on the Lockin Podcast YouTube. But in 2 or 3 weeks, we're just going to be on the Lockin Podcast YouTube. So you need to go and subscribe to that and come with us and carry on supporting us in everything that we do. So thank you very much. Baz?
Can I just put a request while we're on as well? If you've got any access to anybody who's remotely famous, send it to us, because we'd love to have them on as guests as well. So if you've got good contacts with anybody, give us a shout. And also, if we are ever going to do the Christmas special where we all meet up, I'm just going to put forward that I'd like my band to be the house band on that night.
That sounds a tremendous idea. We need to get on with that, actually, because we need to get on with that, because it needs to be kind of early December, I would suggest.
Yeah, for sure. So we are going to do it, though. So that'd be great. We're finally going to get together.
There will be a Saturday night. There will be a Saturday night, early December. We're all going to have a Christmas get together. We'll probably film a bit of a podcast while we're there. Why not?
Yeah.
With all you lot.
And can I suggest as well, it's in Manchester, because I actually fucking love Manchester after being there. I just think it's a tremendous place.
Deal.
Yeah, honestly, it works well for you because you got the furthest to come anyway. I get there by train, but I'm just putting it out there as a recommendation. Manchester is a fabulous night out.
Not only is it a great night out, but it's also easy for people to get to, because it's 2.5 hours on a train from Glasgow. It's 2 hours on a train from London, and it's 45 minutes on a plane for me. So. Yes, mate. It'll be all over that. So, yeah, we'll start sorting that soon, actually, because we'll have to, if we're going to book some.
I've got the house band sorted out. Matt's just said woohoo.
There you go. All sorted. Do you know what? Let's get a couple of bands on, because my mate has got a band who are massive in Italy. And I'll see if they'll play it as well.
Is it Madison?
Anyway.
Thanks, everybody. It's been tremendous. Thank you so much.
Thanks, everyone, for being on. It's been brilliant. Don't forget to subscribe to the new YouTube channel.
But come next week, because it's going to be it's going to be amazing.
Next week, we have a guest on. Next week, the guest is going to be Rachel Spicer. If you don't know Rachel Spicer, you can either go to her TikTok, which is Rachel Spicer _ but she has got a huge following. She's on the verge of getting to 1 million followers through basically having a fat chin and painting herself green. And I'm not even joking, but she's brilliant. That's
literally her CV you just read out.
She's brilliant. She's really interesting. Going to be fascinating talking to her. I can't wait. But she's booked in for next Wednesday. So again, next week we're just going to do a live one because basically Rachel's is a very visual one. So it ain't going to work on an audio podcast. So we're going to do it live again next week. But over the next few weeks, we are going to start doing. We're going to start pre-recording 30 to 45 minute podcasts. So if you know anybody. Who is either famous or just really interesting, you think would be great to talk to listen to on a 30 to 40 minute podcast, send it through to me and Baz. Email it to dad.dancermail@gmail.com and let us know, because we're looking for people to start doing these, because we're really, like I say, we're really going to ramp it up on this podcast. We're going to get it onto audios. We're going to get it all over the place. So we're going to really ramp up the publicity of it all and the production of it and everything. Starting with us two getting posh microphones, as you've seen. But yeah, it's going places. We're going to really start pushing it now. So if you're up for it, then come with us and come and watch it. But if you know anyone who you think should be on, then email dad.dancermail@gmail.com and let me know. In the meantime, Thanks again for following us. Thanks again for being here. Thanks again for coming and sharing your evening with us, as always. I don't know who the opponent.
Tell your friends about us as well. Just share us.
Tell your friends, bring them along, get them to go there and subscribe to the new channel. I don't know who's going to be on the quiz on Friday, but there will be a quiz on Friday. Back on my TikTok.
Where's that, Mike? In case anybody doesn't follow you on TikTok, they should do. But
it's on my TikTok, dad.dancer. Thank you very much.
Is it 8 o'clock? Is it 8? Sorry.
It will, usually. 8 o'clock on Friday. Dad.dancer on TikTok. So yeah, come along and join in. It's a really good fun. We have an online pub quiz that you can join in, and you can be be on the team as well. So thanks everyone for being on. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate your support. I love the fact that you're always here for us, and basically mean that it's not just me and Baz chatting shit to each other with nobody in. So thanks for being here, and we will see you next week with Rachel Spicer. Thanks very much, everyone.
See you later. Bye.